So I know it's been a very, very long time since I've uploaded anything to my channel. And I've been going through a lot. I think I've posted on Aaron passing away. And even though it's been a year and however many months, 6 months now, 5 months, it's still something I'm going through. I'm still grieving. Sorry, I wasn't trying to cry. I was not. But I'm in the hospital and I'm in a lot of pain. See, I have an infection in my back that I had last year in November, but it wasn't this bad. And what happened last year is they kept me for a few weeks on IV antibiotics and pain medication, and I wanted to leave, so they made it to where I could leave and I not have to stay in the hospital for 3 months because I had a job and I did not want to lose my job. So the same day I asked to leave, they let me leave. I had to finish an IV antibiotic and then they let me go, and I left and went to a clinic the next day for an infusion for antibiotics that would last 2 weeks, and then after that 2 weeks, I was supposed to call them back up and get on oral antibiotics. Well, I called and 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 I emailed and I left voicemails, and nobody ever got back to me to where I can go pick up my prescription so that I could get this taken care of. So I think what happened was the infection went dormant in my back and just hibernated there for a while. And then the other night I was fighting with my boyfriend. I was at my mom's house. And I was outside listening to music because I was upset. And I fell asleep. And I woke up and my back was killing me. But it wasn't this bad. It was like, you fall asleep in a weird position, you have a kink, and it was that. And it was lasted for like a week and a half with that pain. And then one morning I woke up and it was so bad I couldn't walk, and then just progressed to where I could almost not use my legs. So I think that I somehow reawoke the infection and it just got worse. And so they've done an MRI of my back. Okay, so I came into this hospital telling them of my back pain, telling them of my history. They did an MRI and a CAT scan, and they said, well, there's a little bit of swelling. We're going to sit you home with muscle relaxers. I knew that wasn't going to do anything. But I didn't argue. I should have argued. I don't advocate for myself. I'm basically a doormat. Anyways, I'll get to it. But, went home, took the muscle relaxer, did not help. Excuse me. And I just really did not want to come back to the hospital because last time I was here, they were not good to me. They put a camera in my room. They monitored who came in and out of my room. They would go through my stuff whenever. And if they had suspicion that anybody was bringing me drugs or anything, they would just barge in and just go through everything and take whatever they wanted out of my personal belongings. And they wouldn't let me go and shower, and I didn't have a shower in my room. They basically told me I had to take a sponge bath, but with a camera in my room, I was super uncomfortable doing that. It was just bad. It was bad last time, and I just wanted to get out of here. But this is the only hospital I trust, because the other hospital here is, if you have a history of being an addict, all the hospitals are bad to you, but the other hospital is freaking awful. Awful to you. They will not treat you for anything for pain. They'll give you ibuprofen, and I was eating ibuprofen like it was candy. So I came here because this is my hospital. This is the one I trusted. And this time it's better. I have a big room. I have a bathroom with a shower in it. It's nice and no camera. But because I am an addict in recovery, they still treat me bad. With the amount of pain going on, I can't sleep. It's hard to sleep. I can't because if I'm asleep, if I do get to doze off and then I have to readjust my body in my sleep, I wake up and I'm awake. That's why I'm awake. I've been up since 1 a.m. and it's 5:30 right now. And I went to bed, I think, at like 11. But they're giving me one 5 milligram Percocet every 4 hours for this pain. I can't describe this pain to anybody. I don't know how. I know that it feels like my insides are being burned, like somebody's holding a torch to them and just like singeing the outside of it and ripping and stretching them. And my spine, it's not as bad as it was. Honestly, it is getting a little bit better, but my spine feels like I can't stretch. I cannot stretch it. It hurts too bad. I can't sometimes put pressure on my legs because it hurts too bad. It's like compression, just like everything is just squeezing you tight down. Oh God. See that little movement I just did where I just leaned over this way? Hurt real bad. It hurts inside of my hips. It hurts down my legs. There's no getting comfortable, and the 5 milligram Percocet is not hardly touching it. Sometimes it brings it down a little bit to where I can manage, because I'll get up. If I feel a little bit better, I'll get up and start walking. I'm happy. Like I get up, I start walking around. I'm, trying to get better, and then I overdo it, and then when the pain medication wears off, I am dying. And it's all because I have a history. But what they don't seem to realize is that them not helping me makes me want to leave and go get help elsewhere in a way that can kill me. Not that I'm attempting to, but I come to the hospital for help because I'm in pain, because I'm sick, something's wrong, and I'd like to fix it, and I can't function. And they give me the bare minimum of treatment, and I'm like, I could go out down the street, talk to one of the homeless people, and get on some hard drugs that will take the pain away. Probably will end up killing me, but it will take the pain away. Now I'm here trying to get help the right way, and you want to make it to where I have no choice. I'm trying to readjust my legs. So it's like, what do you expect us to do? Addicts. Sorry. I'm in a lot of pain. But anyways, I go in for an MRI again today because my cultures are coming back and there's still infection in a bunch of them. And it's in my blood. And they want to do a PICC line so that I could be on IV antibiotics. But they can't do a PICC line until the infection's gone. Or there will be an infection directly to my heart. They did an echocardiogram on me yesterday to see if my valves and everything in my heart, see if there was any infection on that. Because of how long I pushed off to come to the hospital, because I was afraid of how they were going to treat me, which is how I'm being treated, which not everybody is terrible. The nurses, some of them are phenomenal. I had a really bad flare-up the other night at about 5, 6 in the morning, and I was bawling, and This one nurse, every time they come in, I mean, it's hard. Look at, do you see all this? All the bruises and stuff? I'm a hard stick of what they call me. I had to have my IV put in my arm right here because my veins are very tiny. And I'm allergic to the medication that I had to take, which is vancomycin, and it kept blowing my veins, which is why my arms itch really bad, and there's like hard like spots in them from where the medicine is sitting, just under my skin. But I'm a hard stick, and she'll come in and they'll draw blood and it'll hurt, but I won't move. I won't make a noise. I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. Really, it's okay. Like, that's me. And redheads are known to be able, our pain tolerance is a lot higher than normal people's. Just like it takes more anesthesia to put us under. The genetic mutation and which is, you know, do your research. But she came in and she's like, what is going on? I have never seen you lose it like this. I am really worried. Tell me what is going on. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. I was like, it hurts. It's so bad. I don't know how to explain it. She's like, do you want me to bug the doctor? I said, no, don't bug the doctors, because what would have the point been? They don't care. They don't treat me like a person, and they don't treat me like a patient. They treat me like an addict here for medication, even though there are signs, there's symptoms, there's everything. There's physical evidence that I am legitly not doing okay, and they don't care. An addict is an addict is an addict is an addict. So it's like, don't bother the doctors. And she's like, no, I will bother them. She goes, I will go to bat for you. She goes, I know you're not faking it. I've spent enough time with you. She's like, I will go to bat for you. I am here. What do you need? I said, it's a new pain. It feels like I'm burning inside my organs. I was like, it feels like my kidneys. I don't know. So she went and talked to the doctor. The doctor authorized a one-time dose for 2 Percocets. And if it didn't get better, I was to be monitored. They were to draw more blood, but at the end of the day, it's not get her pain under control, then we'll figure out what it is. It's she's an addict. We've given her 2 pills already. She can just deal with it and we'll figure it out. And then if there's actual proof that something else is wrong, we'll go from there. So some of the nurses are phenomenal. I really wish that she would come back, because she was the best nurse I've had. There were 3 of them actually, and their names are all very similar. But yeah, these other nurses are okay, but they're literally, it's just like their job. They come in, you tell them what's wrong. Oh, well, we'll try this and we'll watch. And I'm like, I don't want to watch. I want relief. I want to sleep. This is my routine now. I go to bed around 11 or midnight. Sleep for 2 hours, maybe 3. And then I wake up because I'm trying to resituate my body. And I'm awake till about 9. Then I can nap for about 45 minutes. Then I'm up. If I'm lucky, I'll get in a second nap. So, I don't even remember where I was. I just know I'm venting a lot. But I need to. because I'm not doing well. So, as you know, I'm going to change subjects because I don't remember where I was going with the other one. Oh, in the morning I have an MRI that's going to tell us whether I need surgery or not. And depending on the results of the echocardiogram, maybe 2. They want to do surgery on my back, on my spine to clear out some of the infection, which I'm like, I'm dying. Why couldn't you have done this fucking days ago? And then the heart results. And I'm acting like this is no big deal and it's okay, it's fine. Okay, we'll just go with it. But I'm afraid, and I'm alone. And it seems that I'm always alone. Now, if Aaron were here, he would be here. He would not be letting go. He would be advocating for me. He would be making sure I was okay. I started seeing someone new in late September, early October of 2019. Wasn't ready for it, but he pressed, and I was like, okay, I'll give you a chance. And we were cool for a while. We were doing good, and I felt valued and loved, and like he was into me and all this stuff. And then he slowly stopped putting in effort. At first, he made me a priority. Now I feel like an option, where we would go all day texting and messaging back and forth. Now it's, I can message him and not get a message back for hours. And that's not when he's at work, that's when he's at home doing nothing. You can't just you can't just tell a girl she's your queen and that she's your world. You have to make her feel like it too. And if you're gonna put in all this effort when you first get together, you have to continue that effort all the way through. He stopped putting in that effort, and it's like he just doesn't want. And it's weird because one day in his car, I don't remember what the hell we were talking about, but he slipped up and he goes, "You're not worth the effort." And I don't remember what we were talking about, but I remember him saying it, because he goes, "You're not worth the," and then stops, and I go, "I'm not worth the effort." And I start laughing. I said, "Did you just really say that to me?" He's like, "No, I didn't say." I said, "No, that's exactly what you were gonna say. Don't lie." Like, and then I just dropped it and moved on. And then there's like, if I try to talk about our relationship or problems I'm having or issues, then I'm always trying to fight with him, and it's always something, and he hates when I do this. And it's like, I communicate. If there's a problem, I want to fix it. Like, I'm not a bottler to where I bottle shit up and then explode. If there's an issue in my relationship and it's worth fixing, I want to fix it, you know? And I'm smart. I hate it. I absolutely hate how intelligent I am. And I'm not saying this, to be all egotistical, but I am. My mother raised a very intelligent, very observant, very bright woman. she did. She raised me very well, and I am educated, and I've got common sense, which is not so common, but I do, and I have intuition. And back when I was younger, and if someone of my friends was telling me she was going through the same shit I'm going through, I would be like, girl, you know what you need to do. You know you need to let him go. You need to move on. And now I'm in that situation, and it's like, but I can't. I don't want to. Like, he made me fall in love with him, and I love him, and I'm in love with him, and I like having him in my life, and I like him as a person, and I like talking to him, and I like hanging out with him, and even though he's mean and grumpy sometimes, like, it's okay. Like, I've had people mean to me all of my life. I can handle mean. I can handle grumpy. Just let them be them and not try to change them, and just, because that's how I am with everybody. Just let people be who they are. Let them live their own life, and just mind your business, and that's what I do. But now I'm in this position, and it's like, I need you to show me that you want to be with me, because all you're showing me is I went from a priority to an option. And I'm not an option. I'm not just here to entertain you, somebody you talk to in your free time. I've been through too much, I've lost too much, and I've got too much fucking work ahead of me, pardon my French, on myself that I'm about to go through to deal with you making me feel so unimportant, you know? I don't know. Anyways, I just needed to vent. If you watch this, thanks for watching. If you've got a comment, please try to be nice. I'm just alone. See? It's just me. It's always just me when I have breakdowns. I have to pick myself back up. Nobody wipes my tears for me. But you bet your ass that if somebody needed me, I'd be there in an instant. Letting them cry on my shoulder and wiping their tears and helping them pick themselves up. Anyways, thanks for watching. I just needed an outlet.